No one expected Caitriona Balfe to drop a revelation that would shake the entire Outlander fandom to the core. The event began like any other: light questions, friendly banter, soft laughs between co-stars. Everything felt predictable, familiar, safe. But then the host casually asked a question that shifted the energy in the room instantly. Is there something about your journey together that fans still don't know? Caitriona paused, inhaled deeply, and then said something that left millions speechless. Her tone softened, her eyes distant, and her smile faded into something more vulnerable. She said, "There's a part of our story, a moment in our lives that changed everything for us." The room fell silent. Even the host leaned in, sensing something unexpected was coming. Fans watching the livestream spammed the chat with question marks and exploding emojis. No one imagined she would go any deeper, until she did. Caitriona continued, choosing her words with surprising honesty. "For years, we carried something together, something we never shared publicly. It shaped how we work, how we support each other, and how we see this whole experience." Her voice wavered slightly on the last sentence, as if she only now realized the weight of what she was saying aloud. And that was when the camera cut to Sam. His reaction changed everything. Sam didn't blink, he didn't smile, he didn't even shift in his seat. His body froze, his shoulders tightened, and his lips pressed together in a thin, controlled line. The warmth in his eyes vanished, replaced by a look fans instantly recognized as shock, real shock, not a playful reaction. It was the kind of silence that doesn't come from confusion, but from being blindsided. The fandom erupted instantly. Thousands clipped that 3-second moment and posted it everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Slow-motion edits appeared within minutes. Fans circled his tightened jaw, zoomed in on his fixed stare, and added captions like, "This is not acting," or, "What did Caitriona just expose?" Body language experts were summoned like emergency responders. One analyst noted, "Sam's micro-freeze response tells us his brain was processing something unexpected. This is not a rehearsed moment. This is authentic emotional shock." The comment sections exploded with theories. But the more the clip spread, the more startling the silence became. Because Sam wasn't silent for a second or two. He didn't speak for nearly 11 full seconds. 11 seconds may not seem long in real life, but on live video? It feels like an eternity. The host glanced nervously between them. Caitriona waited, clearly expecting Sam to add something. Fans held their breath, staring at their screens. But Sam just froze. Some saw hurt in his eyes. Others saw fear. Many saw something much deeper, something he wasn't ready to confront publicly. It didn't help that Caitriona, realizing Sam still wasn't speaking, gently placed her hand over her knee as if grounding herself. That gesture alone sent speculations into orbit. One fan tweeted, "She knew he'd be shaken. Her body language said everything." Theories multiplied faster than the internet could contain them. Did Caitriona reveal a pact they made years ago? Was it a personal moment tied to a tough period in their lives? Did Sam expect this moment to remain private forever? Was this something the studio told them never to discuss? Some fans believed Caitriona's reveal hinted at an emotional crossroad they had once faced together, one that shaped their careers. Others insisted it referred to an incident behind the scenes, something intense enough that Sam didn't want the world to know. A few even theorized it touched on a boundary they never meant to break publicly. Entertainment sites joined the frenzy. The moment Sam Heughan couldn't speak. What did Caitriona just confess? Sam goes silent. The internet demands answers. But the most shocking part wasn't Sam's silence. It was what happened after the livestream ended. A crew member later leaked that Sam immediately walked away the moment the camera cut. He didn't speak to anyone. He didn't respond when producers tried to check in. He simply removed his mic and left the stage in complete silence. Caitriona followed him with a worried expression, calling his name softly as he walked off. Fans never saw that moment. But insiders did. One of them said, "If you think Sam was just surprised, you're wrong. That silence meant something. And the moment off camera was even more intense." Whatever Caitriona revealed had hit Sam deeper than anyone watching realized. And that left one burning question gripping the fandom. What truth was powerful enough to make Sam Heughan go completely silent? When the livestream ended, the atmosphere behind the scenes shifted instantly. According to several insiders, Sam removed his mic with hands that were slightly trembling, something only those standing close could notice. He didn't speak to the crew. He didn't make eye contact. Instead, he walked straight toward the hallway leading away from the studio lights, shoulders rigid, jaw clenched. Those who had worked with him for years had seen Sam emotional, tired, or stressed, but this kind of silence felt different. Caitriona was the first to follow him. Witnesses said she called his name softly twice, but he didn't stop. She quickened her step, finally catching up to him near a side room used for wardrobe changes. They entered together and closed the door. No cameras, no microphones, no curious eyes. Only a handful of people passing by could sense the tension radiating from that room. Minutes later, an audio snippet was leaked, poor quality, muffled, but unmistakably their voices. In the clip, Sam sounded shaken as he said, "I wasn't ready to talk about that, not like this, not today." Caitriona responded gently, her tone apologetic, "I know. I'm sorry, I didn't think it would hit you so hard." What that referred to remained a mystery, but the emotional weight was undeniable. This leak sent the internet into a second explosion. Fans dissected every second, debating what subject could possibly affect Sam so deeply. Some believed Caitriona's reveal touched an emotional memory they shared during a difficult period of Outlander. Others suggested it was something tied to personal challenges Sam faced early in his career. A third group argued the reveal hinted at a promise, a struggle, or a private crossroads they endured together, something they never intended to make public. More insiders spoke up, adding layers to the unfolding story. One longtime crew member said the reveal wasn't controversial, it was vulnerable. Caitriona wasn't exposing a scandal, they explained. She was speaking from the heart. But she didn't realize Sam still carried the emotional weight of that moment. Another insider added, "It's something that bonded them early on. Something that changed how they treated each other from that day forward." The studio, however, reacted with absolute panic. Executives held an emergency call, fearing Caitriona had unintentionally revealed a sensitive chapter of the actors' personal journeys, something the studio had avoided discussing publicly to protect their mental well-being. One executive reportedly said, "If the public starts digging, they'll twist everything." And they were right. The internet was already drowning in theories. Meanwhile, fan camps clashed violently online. One side insisted the reveal had to do with an emotional breakdown Sam once had during a grueling filming schedule. Another argued it involved a moment Caitriona supported him through personal loss. Others claimed it was about a promise they made to each other early in Outlander, something hinted at in old interviews. The speculation spiraled endlessly, each theory gaining thousands of shares before being replaced by a new one. Then, another insider broke the silence with a more detailed account. According to them, the reveal Caitriona mentioned was tied to a moment years ago when both she and Sam were struggling privately, emotionally, mentally, and professionally. They weren't fighting. They weren't dealing with scandal. They were simply overwhelmed by fame, pressure, and the weight of expectations. During that time, they shared a deeply personal conversation, one that changed how they supported each other forever. It wasn't romantic, the insider clarified. It was raw, honest, human. It was two people admitting they were drowning and promising to keep each other afloat. This explanation shook the fandom harder than any scandal could have. Because suddenly, Sam's silence made sense. He wasn't angry at Caitriona. He wasn't ashamed. He was emotional. Her reveal touched a memory he had tucked away, a moment that had shaped his path, his resilience, and his bond with her. A moment he wasn't ready to revisit publicly. Another shocking detail came from a makeup artist who worked on the set that day. They revealed that when Sam finally emerged from the private room, his eyes were slightly red, not from tears, but from intense emotion. Caitriona walked beside him, her hand resting lightly on his back, as though grounding him, steadying him after the storm. But the twist came from the final insider, the one who had seen the entirety of the behind-the-scenes interaction. They said, "The real story isn't what Caitriona revealed. It's what Sam didn't say." According to this insider, Sam had wanted to share more, perhaps even explain the deeper meaning behind her words, but stopped himself. Not out of fear, not out of secrecy, but out of respect for a chapter of his life that shaped him in ways the public would never fully understand. Sam's silence wasn't avoidance. It was protection, of himself, of Caitriona, and of a moment that belonged only to them. And that, more than the reveal itself, became the true mystery gripping the fandom. What part of their shared story is so powerful that Sam Heughan chose silence over explanation?